Close your eyes and picture this. It's the early 2000s. You just got home from school, grabbed a bag of Doritos, flipped on MTV, and there it was, MTV Cribs. A glorious, no-holds-barred parade of celebrity excess. Multi-million-dollar mansions with 20-car garages, gold-plated toilets, and fridges stocked exclusively with exotic bottled water brands you couldn't even pronounce. This wasn't just a TV show. It was a glimpse into a world we could never afford, but were more than happy to drool over. But those days, they're long gone. Fast forward to today, and the magic has evaporated. The wild, gaudy, completely unnecessary displays of wealth have been replaced with sterile influencer house tours, Airbnb rentals masquerading as dream homes, and a whole lot of suspicious sponsorship plugs.
We partnered together with Wayfair, so if you're interested in checking any of it out, I'll link to everything down below.
So what happened? Was MTV Cribs simply a victim of changing media consumption, or does its downfall reveal something deeper about our evolving relationship with celebrity culture and excess? How did it go from the pinnacle of aspirational luxury to a forgotten relic of an era that now feels as distant as flip phones and MySpace? Buckle up, because we're about to take a deep dive into the rise and spectacular crash of MTV Cribs. To understand what made MTV Cribs so iconic, we need to go back to its inception. The year was 2000. MTV was still riding high as the go-to channel for music, pop culture, and the kind of reality TV that hadn't yet devolved into pure trash. This was the golden age of TRL, Jackass, and Pimp My Ride, and Cribs fit perfectly into the mix. The premise was simple. MTV would send a camera crew into the homes of the biggest stars of the moment and let them flex their insane wealth for 20 minutes. And man, did they flex. You had Mariah Carey dramatically posing in a bathtub mid-tour.
I only actually used the shower once in my life because there's too many knobs for me to figure out.
You had Master P showing off his mansion with a literal gold ceiling. Shaq's massive Superman-themed bed, legendary. And then there was Redman, who, bless his soul, took the cameras through his very normal, very unpretentious house.
And we come to y'all live. Should I give y'all the tour right now?
Where his cousin was literally sleeping on the floor.
Oh yeah, that's my cousin right there.
It was the perfect blend of absurd, hilarious, and aspirational. And it worked. It wasn't just a hit, it was a cultural moment, shaping the way audiences perceived wealth, fame, and excess. It set the standard for celebrity home tours, turning them into a spectacle of opulence that would influence everything from YouTube vlogs to luxury real estate marketing. It wasn't just about watching famous people show off. It was about the fantasy of what money could buy and the lifestyles that seemed just out of reach. Viewers weren't just entertained, they were obsessed. It became the ultimate status symbol for celebrities. If you got a Cribs episode, you weren't just rich, you were MTV famous rich. The show blurred the line between music, pop culture, and real estate porn in a way that had never been done before. But here's the thing about TV trends. When they're too good, they burn out just as quickly as they rise. So where did things start to go downhill? At first, everything seemed perfect. Celebrities loved showing off their wealth. Viewers loved watching it, and MTV was raking in ratings. But then, cracks began to show. The first warning sign? People started realizing that a lot of these homes weren't actually owned by the celebrities. That stunning Beverly Hills mansion, rented.
There's things like that. You rent mansions to have good times.
That insane fleet of sports cars borrowed from a dealership for the shoot. Ja Rule, for instance, famously showcased a mansion that wasn't even his. Turns out some celebrities didn't actually want to show their real homes, so they borrowed properties to keep up appearances. In other words, MTV Cribs wasn't a documentary. It was reality TV magic. And once viewers caught on, the illusion began to crack. Then came the second problem, MTV itself. As the network evolved, it gradually shifted away from its original music-focused identity, embracing more reality TV formats that prioritized drama over aspiration. By the mid-2000s, the network was undergoing a major identity crisis. Music was being phased out in favor of reality TV drama. Shows like Jersey Shore, My Super Sweet 16, and 16 and Pregnant started dominating the network. MTV was chasing a new audience, one that didn't necessarily care about celebrities flexing their wealth.
Everybody, I'm Aaron Carter, and it's my crib. Come check it out.
But rather wanted to watch the chaos unfold in their personal lives. Viewers stopped dreaming of riches and started craving drama. And that spelled doom for Cribs. On top of that, the way people consumed content was changing. By the 2010s, social media had exploded. Why wait for an MTV episode when you could watch celebrities give home tours in real time on Instagram and YouTube? Why be at the mercy of a network schedule when influencers were giving behind-the-scenes peeks at their homes on Snapchat? Celebrities didn't need MTV anymore. They could reach their fans directly. And then came the final nail in the coffin. MTV Cribs tried to make a comeback. MTV revived the show in 2010 and again in 2017, but both times it flopped. The magic was gone and audiences had moved on. The Snapchat reboot? A desperate attempt to stay relevant in a format that simply didn't work.
I'm Von Miller. Welcome to my crib.
Instead of feeling like a return to greatness, these revivals felt like echoes of a past era, struggling to find a place in the modern world. And that, my friends, is where things fell apart. But we're just getting started. Because if you thought fake houses were bad, wait until you hear about the sponsorship deals and sheer cringe that took over influencer culture. Stay tuned. Alright, we've talked about the cracks in the foundation, but every downfall has that one moment, the turning point where everything just collapses. And for MTV Cribs, it wasn't just one bad episode or a slow decline in ratings. No, it was an entire shift in celebrity culture itself. See, back in the early 2000s, the rich and famous had one job: be rich and famous. They weren't trying to be relatable, they weren't pushing discount codes, and they definitely weren't pretending to be just like us. No, celebrities flexed, and we loved them for it. We wanted to see them throw money at ridiculous things.
The shower, they could fit like 30 people.
Exotic pets? Sure. A nightclub inside their house? Why not? A golden toilet? Peak luxury. But then, something changed. The biggest shift? The Kardashians. Love them or hate them, they altered celebrity culture forever. Instead of being these untouchable icons of wealth, celebrities started positioning themselves as lifestyle brands. Instead of just showing off what they had, they started monetizing access to their lives. Suddenly, it wasn't just about having the $1 million mansion. It was about selling a beauty line, a tequila brand, or a fitness app from inside that mansion. And that's where MTV Cribs lost its footing. The show was built on the idea that celebrities were above us, but social media flattened that hierarchy. Suddenly, you didn't need an MTV Cribs episode to flex. Your Instagram stories did the job just fine. No middleman required. And because of that, Cribs stopped feeling exclusive. The magic of seeing inside a celeb's home was gone because, well, we already lived inside their homes 24/7 via social media. Then of course we have the sponsorship invasion. Remember when MTV Cribs was about excessive wealth for the sake of it? Well, fast forward to today, and now every house tour is a thinly veiled commercial. Watch any influencer's dream home tour on YouTube, and you'll notice a pattern. This video is sponsored by a questionable furniture brand that I totally love and didn't just discover yesterday.
So if you're interested in checking any of it out, I'll link to everything down below.
Every fridge is suddenly stocked with one suspiciously placed energy drink. Every piece of decor has a promo code in the description. And instead of flexing gold ceilings, we get aesthetic minimalist houses that all look the same. Let's be real, if you have to explain why something is luxurious, it's probably not. MTV Cribs never needed to justify itself. It was pure, unfiltered flex culture. But today, the flex has been replaced with content strategy. And trust me, that is infinitely less fun to watch. So, what happens when celebrity culture goes from aspirational to suspiciously curated? People stop buying it, and nowhere is that clearer than in the way audiences have responded. First of all, let's talk about the public backlash. Viewers didn't just stop watching Cribs, they started mocking the entire genre of celebrity home tours.
Can we have them come out of that door like 2 times, 3 times, 7 times, 9 times, 14 times?
Social media is flooded with memes dragging influencers for pretending to be self-made, while showing off houses their parents definitely paid for. And the ultimate insult, the rise of parody house tours. You've seen them.
Here's a tour of New York's smallest apartment.
The ironic TikTok tours where people give a dramatic walkthrough of their tiny apartments like they're showing off a $50 million mansion. Welcome to my crib, here's my fridge, full of sadness and expired milk. Over here, my luxurious bathroom with a single roll of toilet paper. And finally my bedroom, the centerpiece of this estate, featuring a bed that is technically a mattress on the floor. These videos rack up millions of views because people relate to them more than the fake glam being sold by actual influencers. And speaking of fake glam, can we talk about the AI-generated rich people aesthetics? You know exactly what I'm talking about. The endless influencer mansions that all have the same lifeless beige decor, the same glass staircase, the same weirdly empty kitchen with marble counters that look like they've never been touched. This is what happens when luxury is no longer organic, but algorithmically optimized for engagement. These homes aren't built for living, they're built for looking good in a thumbnail. Then there's the predictability factor. Back in the day, every MTV Cribs episode was an event. You never knew what you were going to get. A house full of exotic animals, a personal bowling alley, a garage that looked more like a car dealership. It was unhinged, and that was the fun of it. Now, we know exactly what to expect. It's either modern minimalist mansion with brand deals or fake relatability in a rented house. There's no in between. And finally, we have the biggest consequence of all, the death of authentic flexing. Wealth in the 2000s was chaotic, it was ridiculous, it was unapologetic. Today's wealth, it's calculated, curated, and worst of all, kind of boring. So, can MTV Cribs be saved? Should it be saved, or is this just another relic of the past that belongs in the same graveyard as MySpace top 8s and bedazzled flip phones? Well, let's think about it. On the one hand, MTV Cribs was a product of its time. It thrived in an era when celebrity culture was all about distance. The rich and famous weren't trying to be relatable, they were trying to be gods. Today, audiences don't want untouchable, they want interactive. They want engagement, behind the scenes access, and the illusion that their favorite influencers are just like them, even though they absolutely are not. So in that sense, Cribs might be too pure for the modern world. But on the other hand, maybe there's a way back. Maybe what people really miss isn't just MTV Cribs itself, but the sheer chaos of early 2000s wealth flexing. The over-the-top absurdity of gold-plated ceilings, fish tanks in the walls, and a celebrity explaining why they needed 10 different jacuzzis. Maybe the solution isn't bringing back Cribs, but reviving that spirit. Less curated, less predictable, and way more unhinged. Imagine this, a new show where billionaires aren't trying to be relatable. No sponsors, no fake humility, just pure, unapologetic madness. Jeff Bezos giving us a tour of his underground lair. A tech mogul showing off their AI-powered butler army. Nicolas Cage explaining why he impulse bought a dinosaur skull in a haunted castle. No filters, no PR-approved storylines, just the insane delusional wealth flexing that made Cribs great in the first place. Wouldn't we all be watching? So here's the real question. Did MTV Cribs actually get worse, or did we just get better at seeing through the illusion? And if that's the case, was the show ever actually good, or was it just a symptom of an era where we were all too busy gawking at the excess to ask if any of it even made sense? But maybe that's okay. Not everything needs to make sense or have a deeper meaning. Sometimes it's enough to sit back, turn off your brain, and just enjoy the ridiculousness. Because at its core, Cribs wasn't about architecture or design. It was about pure, unfiltered escapism. And honestly, in a world that often feels way too serious, maybe we could use a little more of that. Speaking of ridiculous excess, why not flex your own wealth by hitting that subscribe button? It's free, unlike Nicolas Cage's haunted castle, and it guarantees you more deep dives into the absurdity of pop culture. So go ahead, subscribe, like, and maybe even drop a comment about your dream ridiculous purchase. Who knows, maybe one day you'll be the one giving us a tour of your solid gold bidet.